Another graphic, another introduction. What are we becoming here at FCW? Welcome to another episode of Backstage at the Bagger Dome with yours truly, El Capitano, Mr. Rock the Night, all of the gimmicks, RC, Chaos. This week will be a little bit different. As you can see from the graphic, from the monkeys in the truck they've provided, we are doing discussion concussion. Now, sounds a bit nasty. My head's took a few bumps. I mean, the hair's growing extremely long. There's still no beard during lockdown, but here we are. Fact of the matter is, what's going to happen is I just don't know. I believe that me and this week's guest will be given topics to debate, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. And the main point is that at the end of the debate, and when you watched it, you can vote on who's won the debate, whether that be myself or this week's guest. Now, Todd Pettingale would normally be here to host this show, as he's not. So that's why I'm doing all the talking right now. So sorry for doing your editing. But like I say, the monkeys in the truck, they will literally provide us with what we need. I am just as much in the dark as our guest. And so let me introduce this week's guest. He is a fairly impressive newcomer to the FCW universe. He's a man that will make you tap, but if you don't tap, he'll certainly make it snap, no matter what part of the body that is. Ladies and gentlemen, Steven Keane.
Thank you very much for the lovely introduction, RC. And I heard you say that you're having to talk a lot. That's not normally a problem for you now, is it, though?
You got me.
And remember, you're timed on this now, from what I'm being told. Oh, he's started already. I believe we're timed on this debate, so we can't have 90 minutes of discussion. So we're timed now. Okay?
What do you mean we're timed?
I heard a rumour that we're going to be timed on this. We're not going to be able to just rant and rave like you normally would do. We're actually going to be timed a little bit here.
Mr. Rock the Night's been limited to a time limit.
Apparently so. That's what I've heard rumours of. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out as we carry on.
Get the woofs ready, because I am happy with that. But nonetheless, welcome to the show, Steven Keane. How has lockdown been for you so far?
It's been well. It's not been too bad. Luckily enough, I'm still going into work, and that's keeping me occupied and busy. How about yourself?
Yep, same for me. So I've actually had a week off from work this week. We've been sort of guided to take 25% of our holiday allowance during the first quarter of the financial year in business talk. So I have spent this week off. I have played a lot of Football Manager, Swansea, in the Championship. I'm currently in the playoff positions. We're just going into the January transfer window where I can strengthen the squad and hopefully get them into the Premier League. That's how my week's been playing out. Also, I've been doing schoolwork with my daughter. I have a daughter. She's 7. I've had her a lot of this week, and I found some time for Matthew free too. So,
no, very well, very well. So you've had a good week then.
It's been a challenging week, to say the least. Unfortunately, I'll return back to work today, as this airs on a Monday. You'll be watching this while I'll be in the office.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, that's the case. But think about it. When you're finished at work, I'll be going into work because I'm on the nights this week. So
I can't argue with you then. No, you've won that debate, Steven Keane. You've won that debate.
Won't be the only one, I'm sure.
Okay, we'll see. So on that note, let's get into it then, Mr. Keane. So, thank you for joining me, for being the first ever guest on Discussion Concussion.
My phone's just stopped. I think my phone. I'm hearing a phone call. Ow.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
A phone call, eh? That's proper productions there.
You're a popular guy, Mr. Keane. I'm not surprised. Are we good to go?
I think so.
Right then, monkeys in the truck. What are we doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chaos. Good afternoon, Mr. Keane. I trust you're both well.
Very much so, an ominous voice.
Excellent. Right then. So, we've got 3 rounds of discussion, each with a different topic, and you'll be given a side of the argument that you have to put forward. And the winner will be decided by the FCW universe in the comments on this video. So, are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Round 1. The topic. The Montreal screw job. Did Vince McMahon screw Brett, or did Brett screw Brett? Mr. Chaos, you're on Team Vince. Mr. Keane, you're on Team Brett. I've tossed a coin, and RC, you are starting. Can you please begin?
You've tossed a lot more off than just a coin, Woody. If I'm starting this debate.
Mr. Chaos.
Let's not start that.
You have 90 seconds for your opening argument. Oh, please begin.
90 seconds.
90 seconds. Please begin now.
Who am I backing? Vince? Vince McMahon?
Yes.
Okay. Right, 90 seconds. Okay, it's as simple as this, Steve Keane. Brett screwed Brett. It's not just a gimmick. That is exactly how it is. The man was selfish. He was greedy. He was demanding everything and anything that he wanted from Mr. McMahon. And Mr. McMahon wanted to protect the business that we are involved in. We wouldn't be sat here today if Vince McMahon didn't make them decisions talking about the Montreal screw job, if he didn't screw Bret the Hitman Hart and send him packing to WCW. You know, they lost the war, they lost everything, and that's the team that Bret went to. Yeah, he might have been having the best year in his career so far, but guess what? It doesn't matter. He was greedy. He screwed himself. Vince made the right decision to protect the business of WWE, which we're sat here talking about today for that reason. And his on-screen presence for the next however many years it's been. He was still on TV this bloody year when he turned up at Triple H's 25th anniversary to mug him off for a little bit. So Vince McMahon did the right thing back in the day by screwing Bret the Hitman Hart, and that is...
Okay, Mr. Chaos, your time is up.
Okay. Bret screwed Bret.
Mr. Chaos. Mr. Keane, you now have 2 minutes for a cross-examination of Mr. Chaos, and then a 90-second for your opening argument.
Okay.
Total of 2 minutes. Okay? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm going to try, yeah.
Okay, off you go. Begin.
Right, you say best years. Bret Hart had his best years. You saying that was in 97? I can pretty much guarantee that it may have been even before then, during 95, 96, when he was champion and bringing more money in than a lot of other wrestlers did. You say greedy. Vince offered him a 20-year deal. He signed it. A lot of people would have signed that regardless. It was guaranteed money, guaranteed dates. He was looking out for his family. So, of course, you're going to sign a 20-year deal. It was a stupid amount of money, and he was going to take it. WCW offered more money, I believe. Is that what we're saying? Maybe not the case. We don't know. We don't know the financial backings of what they had at the time. But in regards to best years, I'm sure Bret's better years were before it. When you say on-screen presence, yes, he had an on-screen presence, and that will never change the fact of what it was. He was one of the best technical wrestlers, one of the best people to get in the ring with. And I kind of agree with little things, but not a lot of them. And I've been distracted a little bit by phone calls, so I didn't quite hear all the flipping things that you would say. It's been a bit harsh.
What a cross-examination this is!
Mr. Chaos.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm distracted by fans giving me a call. Right. It's hard to hear you, let's be honest. Right. Where can you say that those are his best? Can you really say that those are his best years when he wasn't doing business as well in '97 as what he could have been? He'd been champion in the past many a times. He potentially had better runs in the past and better matches with better people in the past. Vince was the one who was screwing Brett. Brett didn't screw himself, or did he? Where am I going with this?
You're backing Brett, buddy.
I'm backing Brett. Right, now, see, this is what I mean. We're in the dark about these things. I can't hear you very well. Brett screwed Brett, or Brett didn't screw Brett? Is this what you're telling me?
Okay, Mr. Keane, your time is up, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that.
Did he have his 90 seconds to argue why Brett didn't screw Brett?
Mr. Chaos. Now follows your 1 minute cross-examination of Mr. Keane's points when he comes back.
Yeah, come here.
Okay, Mr. Chaos, 1 minute starting now.
Steve, let me be frank. Bret the Hitman Hart, you're absolutely right, had better years prior to 1997. But once again, that proves my point that Bret the Hitman Hart was being greedy and Vince McMahon made the right decision by packing his ass off to WCW so he could fail there and ultimately sink WCW in 2001. And Vince won the war, baby! Just like I'm winning this war and winning this debate right now. And you know it, I know it, FCW TV management know it, and the FCW universe is going to vote on it too. Fact is, Bret screwed Bret. I'm done FCW TV. I don't need longer. I'm done.
You've got 5 seconds left, Mr. Chaos.
Bret screwed Bret.
Okay.
Listen to that jingle.
Mr. Keane, now follows your 1 minute cross-examination of Mr. Chaos's points, starting now.
What points did he make? I didn't hear any points that he made. All he was saying is the same things that he just keep going on about, that Bret screwed Bret. No, he didn't. Vince screwed Bret. Right? Vince screwed Bret. And not only did Vince screw Bret, Shawn Michaels screwed Bret, as did Triple H, as did Earl Hebner, as did Pat Patterson, because they were all on it. Let's be honest. They were all in on it. Bret was willing to do business. Bret was willing to do a DQ finish and then go on to the next night on Monday Night Raw and drop the belt to whoever it was going to be on Monday Night Raw. He just didn't want to drop it to Shawn. He had creative control in his contract, so he was allowed to express his decisions that he didn't want to drop the belt to Shawn and he didn't want to drop the belt in Montreal. So he used his powers, which were in his contract, which he has the right to do, to deny doing those things. And he was willing, and this is true, he was willing to drop the belt to anybody else other than Shawn and also on the next night on Raw. You can shake your head all you want because it's true.
Okay, Mr. Keane, time's up. Right, now follow the closing statements. Mr. Keane, you'll go first. You have 90 seconds to summarise your ideas and tell the FCW universe why you've won this debate. Time starts.
Okay, it may not have been the best
Mr. Keane. 1 second, Mr. Keane.
Distracted with other things, and I'm apologise
Time starts
about that.
now, Mr. Keane.
However, let me get these points in there. Vince screwed Bret due to the reasons of Bret screwed Bret. Hang on, no, Vince screwed Bret. I'm getting confused myself. This is confusing. We're all new to this. Bret was willing to do business. That is true. Bret would have dropped the title to anybody else other than Shawn. Bret would have dropped the title anywhere else, not Montreal. Bret wanted to do business. But Vince, Shawn, Triple H, Pat Patterson, all them, they were all, screw him. We think he's doing wrong. Screw him. Let's just finish him off and get him out of here. Bret was willing to do it. Maybe if they'd have sat down and spoken about it, it could have all been resolved in a different way. And who knows where the industry could have gone if these things hadn't happened. Could Bret Hart have come back before 2006? I think he would have. Bret Hart in the Invasion, that'd have been a lot better. Those are my points. Or have I still got more time? We still got time? Okay then.
Mr. Keane, you have 20 seconds left.
Oh, no, it's over now.
He's done. He's done. He hasn't got anything left. Are we just going to wait for the timer to run out? Is that where we're at?
Hang on, I heard them say I was done. I heard them say the time had expired.
Okay, Mr. Keane.
There's the jingle. There's the jingle.
What jingle?
Mr. Keane, please. Mr. Chaos. Now follows your 90-second closing statement. Time starts now.
First of all, I just want to take this opportunity to lay up the smackdown on the points that you've just made. The first point you made was about the 20-year contract. Bret the Hitman Hart wrestling 20 years after 1997 was and forever will have been impossible. He was going towards the end. He got kicked in the face by Goldberg. We all know that. And that's because he went to WCW. However, your invasion point, if he was still available and if he was still an active wrestler, I 100% agree with you. It would have been great to see Bret the Hitman Hart back before 2006 or whenever it was when he finally turned up. Bret willing to do business. Bret weren't willing to do no business that night in Montreal, and he weren't willing to do no business the next night in Iowa. That's right, Iowa. He said he'd drop the belt to Shawn Michaels the next night on Raw, or he'd just hand back the belt. Everybody knows, especially when we're talking about Bret the Hitman Hart, he respects the way the business is run. And the way the business is run is to lie down, do the job, put your man over, and send your next champion up. Shawn Michaels did it at WrestleMania 14 with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bret the Hitman Hart should have done it in Survivor Series 1997. End of story when it comes to that. And Pat Patterson wasn't involved. Don't even get me started on Pat Patterson. Gerald Briscoe was involved. Pat Patterson did not have a clue.
Mr. Chaos, your time is up.
Bret screwed Bret.
Okay, that concludes the first round.
Dark roots for days. Oh, I'm sorry, I got hot. And by the way, I am a massive Bret the Hitman Hart fan. Do you know how much that hurt to slag my hero off? He is one of my all-time favourites. And I've just had to argue against him and stick up for Vince McMahon. Do you know what that does to my heart, Steve? Do you know what that does to me?
Yeah, I do, because I'm on my band. So do you think I did?
Yeah, that is true. Well, you know, it is what it is. I'll take round one, whether the FCW universe votes for it or not.
Well, I still say Bret screwed Bret.
That's my point. Right then, monkeys in the truck. What you got for me? Apparently not. Yeah, he was.